Welcome, everyone. This is part one book review of this amazing book called That Will Never Work: The Birth of Netflix and the Amazing Life of an Idea by the founder, Mark Randolph. Netflix, as you guys know it, is the biggest streaming giant on the planet, but it all began in 1997, and Netflix has come a long way. I'm gonna read you guys a chapter two, and it's called "That Will Never Work." And Mark basically describes this setting, which was spring of '97, 1 year before the launch date. As a kid, one of my strongest memories is of my father building miniature steam powder trains, power trains. They were the tiny electronic models you buy as a kid. The pieces all built to fit together, matched to a track that you just have to plug in. No, these were not. No, these were for the real fanatics. Fully functional miniature trains, their steel wheels powered by steam. Every component, wheels, pistons, cylinders, boilers, cranks, tods, ladders, and even the miniature shovels the miniature engineer would use to shovel miniature pieces of coal had to be built by hand. That was fine with my father. He was a nuclear engineer who had found that his skill set was much more lucrative as a financial advisor to major firms who were investing in nuclear power and weapons development. I grew up in a pretty normal upper middle class household. The fathers of Chappaqua took the train into the city for work. The mothers took care of the kids in beautiful houses that were a little too big. The kids got into trouble while their parents went to school board meetings and cocktail parties. My family also had a connection to another important 20th century figure, Edward Bernays. Bernays was my grandfather's brother and Uncle Siggy's nephew. If you've ever taken any course in advertising, if you've taken a course in mass media in the wait, in the American 20th century, heck, if you watch Mad Men or seen a cigarette ad, Mad Men is one of my favorite drama series of all time, then you're familiar with his work. Bernays is in many ways the father of modern public relations, the person who really figured out how to apply new discoveries in psychology and psychoanalysis to marketing. Mad Men, I mean, I've always been infatuated with corporate vibes in the movies or shows. When I see stories that have like a corporate kind of feel to it or storyline, I have to watch it. Mad Men, if you haven't seen it, guys, it is one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. I'm gonna skip a couple of parts here. I've been focused on direct marketing, sending letters and catalogs directly to the individual consumers and studying the way they responded. I enjoyed it and I was good at it. I had a knack for connecting products to customers. I knew what people wanted, or if I didn't, I knew how to figure it out. I knew how to reach them. And then he goes into about Reed Hastings, who's the co-CEO of Netflix. Reed was busy finalizing the merger and had already started making plans to go back to school. As his tenure as CEO was coming to an end, he was feeling a little burned out. He wanted to change the world, but he was increasingly convinced that he couldn't do so as a tech CEO. If you really want to change the world, he said, you don't need millions of dollars. You need billions. He was increasingly passionate about education reform, and he thought no one would take him seriously unless he had an advanced degree in the field. He had his eye on Stanford. He had no desire to start a new company, but he also indicated that he wanted to keep his toe in the water as an investor or an advisor or both. And I'll leave it right there, guys. I'll continue with part two next week. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did so, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, be safe. And may God bless each and every one of you. Take care, everyone. See you guys next week.